Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of Flower Talk, where I am your host, Tasia Flowers, and I'm talking to you about the everyday happenings of life and just navigating this world as an adult, because life be lifing, and we're all just sitting here trying to figure it out. Whether you're somebody who likes to learn the hard way and to do things yourself, or you're somebody who wants to learn from other people's mistakes, I'm here to be the person who's already made the mistake for you, okay? And as you can see, today's episode, we are going to be talking about the mistakes of overpouring into other people's cups. Your girl has done that very much, a lot of the times, okay? Shoot, I grew up pouring into other people's cups. I grew up being the very source of light and inspiration for the darkness to just suck out of, okay? I.e., I was a people pleaser. Still have little remnants sprinkled here and there of being a people pleaser. But, I'm very much recovering, okay? So I grew up already having to just walk on eggshells and to give to people without knowing when to stop giving, because that's just what my environment called for me to be. Listen, you cannot blame yourself for how it is that you grew up and the coping mechanisms that allowed you to survive the very way that you knew how. Whether you were the kid that was the overachiever because that's the only way that you can get any validation and attention, and that attention then also equated to love for you, yeah, I can relate. Or if you're the kid who was kind of like to themselves and just very much out the way, who almost felt invisible because that's the role that you had to play in order to feel safe, because you were just around so many other people with big personalities to where you never were allowed to show yours. Yeah, I know. You were that person because that's what your environment called you to be. That's the only way that you felt that you were going to survive in the very situation that you were born into. And that is quite all right. But there comes a time where we do have to recognize, yeah, that is our inner child. But, you also grew up into being a teenager. If you're a teenager now, that's going to grow into an adult, and that adult has to let that inner child and that inner teenager know that you are the one who is steering the ship, okay? You are the captain, and everybody else got to get on board. And that doesn't mean suppress your inner child. That doesn't mean suppress your inner teenager, because oftentimes you're going to find them coming out in life, and your inner kid, your inner child is gonna come out in the best ways, especially when it feels safe to trust the adult that you are, because you're going to be putting boundaries up, you're going to be telling people no, and you're going to be creating a safe environment for you to be able to be like, hey, like, yo, inner child, inner teenager, relax. I got this. We're safe. I promise you. I know what to do to make me feel safe. And you know that you can replicate that environment over and over, no matter where it is that you are and no matter who you're talking to. So I just had to get that out the way. I don't know why. I felt like that was just very important for me to say. Like, you're validated. Like, I very much see you, and I get why you are the way you are. And I want you to know those skills are very much transferable, because I feel like you're an adaptable person because you've had to just be so self-aware in your environments that you kind of like know what to do. But sometimes it's hard when you go from that to this, because you're a giver, right? And one thing about givers, you're always gonna give. You're an abundant person. You have that much to give. And I know sometimes it might not feel like it, because you're just like, well, my environment is my environment. But I want you to know the things that you give are things that come from within inside you. People get inspired by you just by being in your presence. Whether that's like what it is that you say, how it is that you dress, the advice that you give, being so multi-talented and multifaceted, the way your brain works and how you see the world, that is giving to people, whether you know it or not. Just people being in your mere presence is going to be like something that people can harness, you know, and be like, wow, like they're giving me so much. I get so inspired whenever I'm around them. When people leave you, they feel good about themselves. So you are naturally a giver, and that abundance comes from within inside of you. And yeah, eventually you're gonna have to also give outwardly as well, whether it's the material things or, you know, whatever it is that's physical. You're naturally a giver. And juxtaposition is black and white, givers and takers. So you're naturally somebody who also attracts takers, unfortunately. I know it can be uncomfortable, but that's just kind of the way duality works in this life. And I want to tell you the ways to stop giving and to stop pouring into people who are not pouring into you. Because the people that you need to pour into, and I know it might feel like, well, where are these people at? But I want you to know that they very much exist. The people that you need to pour into are the people that pour into you. And I want you to know the numbers may not be there, okay? But the quality is. I kid you not. For real, I only have like one good friend right now. One good friend. And I'm like, wow, she gives me a lot. And I'm like, wow, imagine like, you know, 2 more good friends. Yeah. But I want you to know, without those people, I still know where my supply comes from. And I'm still always able to be like filled. And the thing about the givers is the only way for them to be filled is by taking from givers, okay? And I just don't want you to be a victim of being taken from anymore. So I'm here to tell you a little story that has everything to do with what it is I'm about to say, what we're talking about today. But it has to do with my plant. And if anybody's a plant mom, a plant daddy, please comment. Please comment and tell me what it is that I did wrong, because I killed my plant. I'm sorry. I got this snake plant over maybe like 8 months ago, and I want to say it was around like September, October that I noticed that it was starting to act a little weird. Like the tips of it were browning. And so I was like, oh, okay, it might be receiving too much sunlight, because I had it in the corner, not directly facing the light, of course, because like my apartment doesn't get direct sunlight. It gets indirect light, but it doesn't get direct sunlight. So I was like, okay, like I got it in the little corner right next to the little, you know, window patio door area. Like it's fine, right? But I noticed the tips were starting to brown. So I was like, okay, I notice it, I peep it, I just cut them. And next thing you know, like, things just started getting weird with the plant. Like, yeah, I did notice a lot more like browning, especially like on the leaves. And I was like, hey, what's going on? And so I ended up taking it to the plant doctor, which is i.e. the plant house. And, you know, they were telling me it could be, you know, due to other reasons like spider mites, which it did end up having like, because I seen them. I was like, are these little webs? So they were like, it could be because of spider mites. So they ended up treating the soil with the, is it spearmint or no, peppermint oil? Like they ended up spraying that on it. And then they said it also could be like root rot if you're overwatering it and it doesn't have like the right amount of drainage, which I think was that also. So I just didn't know, I guess, how to be a plant mom. So long story short, I was like, I took it to the plant house, and then I ended up, they ended up like repotting it in some new soil. And they told me, they was just like, okay, like, you know, you can water it today because it's in some new soil, like, so the soil's dry. You can water it today, and then, you know, you can follow your regular watering schedule, like, so in the next 3 months or whenever the soil is completely dry, that's when you could water it. And I was like, all right, bet. They just kept saying water it, water it, water it. And just like somebody who does not have experience, that's what I did. I watered it. I watered it too much. I watered it too freaking much. I'm telling you, I had a pitcher and I put water in it. Next thing you know, I was like, shh. And I thought it was a good idea. I thought it was a great idea. Next thing you know, I'm not gonna lie, that thing started messing up even more. I said, what's going on? Why is it doing that? That thing had root rot bad. And it took me a while for me to figure it out. And I was just like, wait, this is not a plant that needs to be waters so much. And I was like, I overwatered my freaking plant. And so, yeah, I ended up having to like prune it and take out the leaves that were super root rot. Like, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, root rot is when a plant has too much moisture in it, and so like the roots become like super flimsy. You know, like a plant is supposed to be stiff, it's supposed to have its, you know, structure to it. Nah, the root of it is very flimsy. It'd be like flat like that. And so I ended up having to prune a lot of the leaves, and so I ended up going to the store to get some soil so I can repot it. And I don't know, maybe it just still had too much water in it, but y'all, I'm down to one leaf, and that leaf has not been in any soil, has not had any water for at least a week and some change. Because I started to like, well, obviously the other leaves were dead, and I started to throw that one out, but I was like, oh, this is a good leaf, like, let me keep it. And so I don't know what to do with that one leaf, and if you guys are any plant, you know, expertise, please tell me, because I don't know what to do with that leaf. Like, do I just plant it, that one leaf? Is it gonna make new buds? Or do I get a new snake plant and then plant it with the new snake plant? I don't know. But the moral of this story is, I had an abundance in my cup, and I took something that was low effort and I overwatered it. There are some relationships in your life that you are giving too much attention to. You are giving too much energy to. Like, whether it's a relationship, especially if you're a lady, you know, man, sometimes they like what they can't have, okay? You're giving too much, you know, too much energy, too much of your attention. That's why we pay attention. Your energy, your attention is a form of currency. So when you're giving too much attention to negative situations that quite frankly don't even have all that much to do with you, you just found yourself somewhere in the middle because right place, right person. Shoot, wrong place, wrong person, okay? Because it's not even none of your business. But you're just that person that people go to, so somehow their business ended up being your business. And I want you to know that is when you withdraw yourself, because those are things that are gonna take from you. Negative situations, those are like, negativity is such a dense emotion that it's so low vibrational that if you are operating on a higher sense of frequency, you are literally going to be dragged down because it's so dense and it's so potent. Joy and happiness is such a potent energy, and so is negativity, sadness, anger, whatever the case may be. All those things are very much negative. But I want you to know, like, you're just that go-to person that people go to. But I want you to ask yourself, can you even go to these people? And if you found yourself saying no, those are the people that, even if you do want to give to, they get your overflow, okay? These are not people that you give when you don't really have that much. Because I don't want you to be like, oh, like, yeah, I'm only gonna give to people when I have overflow, because you might have people in your life who might need you, and you might not be at a like your cup may not be overflowing and your cup might not even be full. But when people pour into you, those are the people that you pour into, no matter how much you got. And if you really don't have that much, shoot, communicate that, that's fine. But like, for instance, I have one really good friend, and shoot, I may not have the numbers when it comes to friendship, but ultimately, like, I do have quality, and I know I'm somebody that knows like where I can go to get my cup filled up. But she is somebody, whenever she can, she pours into me. And I have showed up in her life doing the same thing. Because it's kind of just like, shoot, what do you really expect from a 26-year-old? I'm not a millionaire. You know, I'm only doing as much as I can. And she understands that. She don't fault me for that. So if I tell her like, yo, girl, I don't got it right now, whether that be my energy, my attention, shoot, me going to her and seeing her, you know, her coming to see me, it's mutually understood, because I know she is somebody, she's testing and proof. She is somebody who has showed up for me when I didn't even ask to be showed up for. Like, she is somebody that pours into me when I'm like, dang, you notice all that much about me? And it be like, it don't even be the material things that you're looking for. Somebody to notice you. If you're always speaking life into people, are people speaking life into you? If you're always somebody who notices the good in people, do people notice the good in you? Like, are people telling you how exceptional that you are? Like, when people get in your space and in your presence, they feel so much lively. They feel so good. They feel inspired. They found a new way to do something. They have a new sense of, I don't know, they walk different, they talk different. You're somebody who, like, when you come into the room, you're a temperature type of person. So you set the temperature. If you're not doing okay, shoot, the environment is gonna know. But if you're doing great, the environment is also gonna respond to that. And so when you are this giver, because you're so abundant and you have so much within you, like, even if you don't think that you do, I want you to know that you do, because it's not even always about the material things and the physical things. You have so much within inside you. Again, people they take something away from you every single time they're like near you. You're so inspirational. You know, you're so aspirational. Like, you are multifaceted. So somebody might be like, oh my gosh, I never tried that before. And then when they leave your space, they go and try it. And they'll be like, oh my gosh, like, yo, I tried that one thing. And, you know, now I really think I like it. I'm going to do it. People leave with something when it comes to you, and you just want to make sure that you're surrounded by people who, when they come to you, they're not always leaving with something that comes from you. Because what did they give? Like, it's okay for people to leave when they come, like, people to leave with something when they come to you, but like, if they're always coming to you empty-handed and then they always leaving with parts of you, they're taking. And takers are literally always going to take. You can always count on them to take, because they need people to take from, so that way their cup can be filled. And I want you to know the thing about the taker and why they don't give to you, because you're just like, oh, let me just give to them. Like, why would I not give to them? I want you to know one thing about the taker. They're always going to take from you, but the reason why they don't ever give back to you is because they see you as so abundant. They're just like, oh, well, she already has this, and this. Like, why would I give to her? She doesn't need anything. She's not lacking without. She has everything that she needs. These people see you as a resource. They see you and be like, oh, yeah, I could take from her. She has enough to give. But without ever thinking in the areas, like observing, like, oh, okay, well, she doesn't have this much in this area, but I have a lot in this area. Let me give to her. They are always going to withhold their hand from you, because they see you as so abundant. And again, people want to see you doing good, but never better than them. Them takers are snakes in the grass. Okay, if you find yourself always having to give to people and they're not giving nothing to you, they didn't even check in on your mental health and well-being, them people, I'm telling you, they're just around as opportunity. They see you as an opportunity. They see themselves, they see you as a person that can help build them to where they want to be. And these people might be taking your whole entire flow. Like, they might be like, okay, bet, I'm going to observe this person and I'm going to go around, turn around and do the same thing that they're doing, but I'm no longer going to be friends with them, because then they're going to clock my tea and they're going to know that I'm being them type of situation. These people are always going to take. Always. They might just see you as the blueprint to get to what it is that they want, because they see great characteristics in you and be like, hey, I want that. They see a great response from the environment of just like who you are as a person, and they might just be like, they just might be there to copy everything you're doing and seeing how you're doing, and then try to copy the sauce, but don't understand that you are the sauce. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm over here messing up my ponytail. But you're the sauce. And these people know that. And that's the thing about a taker. They're always going to take. They're going to take whatever they can. They'll take crumbs. They'll take the very bread that you just bit and take the crumbs that you left on the plate just to get a little bit of your energy. But I want you to know, as a giver, such a humble giver, don't be discouraged. I want you to know how and when to say no. Like, if you feel like you're overextending yourself, say no. Like, how do you know you're overextending yourself? Let me give this example, right? Because you're a giver, let's say, you know, you're automatically going to be selfless. I feel like that's what givers are. That's just a characteristic trait that goes hand in hand. So let's say, somebody you know needs a ride to work. Something happened with their car. They said, I don't have my car for this week. Can you take me to work? And you're just like, sure, yeah, it's on the way. Like, I got you. You take them to work each and every single week. Mind you, they're not really giving you nothing because they're putting the money into the car, but you're understanding of that because you're such a giver that you're not about to complain about, you know, like, nah, you're good. You got it. And then also, this person needs to go to the grocery store. And you're just like, shoot, I'm going to go to the grocery store anyways. These are the days that I go to the grocery store. Yeah, I can take you to the grocery store. Now, this same person, okay, doesn't have a car. You've already taken them to work. And then you already now, you know, going grocery shop with this person. Now they're asking you to take them other places. And you're just like, wait, hold on. I want you to know, like, you know you're overextending when it feels inconvenient and you feel tired. Like, nah, I'm good. Like, you feel overstimulated. Like, you got so much going on. You want me to take you to this, and this place. And it just becomes too much for you to handle. That's when you're overextending. Don't tell this person, yes, that you're going to do something, and then you really don't want to do it. Don't do it if you don't want to do it. You're already doing a lot for this person. And that's the type of person that I usually tend to be. Like, that's when I know to stop because I don't already gave. For instance, y'all, if you guys watch any of my videos on my channel, you know I love with all my love languages. Like, I am a gift giving person. And when I find myself like giving to people, and then once I start getting tired, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing too much. That's when I will put myself above anybody. I don't care if I gave to you and now you're expecting me to give some more. No, if I'm tired, I'm tired. If I want to pour into myself, I'm going to pour into myself. If I didn't commit to any obligations, and even if I did, I try not to like commit and then take it back. But like, if I do and I'm just like, or if I don't and I'm just like, nah, like, I'm gonna use this time. You're expecting me to give because that's what you know me to do. But the minute you start switching it up, hey, like, no, this is actually who it is that I am. Yeah, I'm a giver, but I also like give to myself. Period. Like, you gotta let these people know that you have boundaries and you very much value yourself, and the only reason why you give is because you know who you are as a person and you have that much to give. If these people are people that pour into you and you really do have it to give, then I would give. It's ideal for you to give when you have an overflow. Like, your cup need to runneth over, but first it needs to be poured into. And that's so good about the people, like pouring into the people that pour into you, because let's say even if you don't have a full cup and you pouring into them, they gonna pour into you because you just poured into them, and they might have that much more to pour into you. And before you was at like this level, and now they poured into you, and you just like, now you at this level. And that's why it's so important to have those type of friendships and those relationships. And I think this just comes with like age a little bit. I don't want to like equate it to age, but I want to say the older I'm getting, the less quantity I'm around, and I value quality more. So again, I only got one real friend that I can say is my friend. Don't get me wrong, I know there are people there, but I'm talking about the people that pour into me actively, that I'm pouring into. One person. And shoot, me and her, we like this. But I also don't really like need her to pour into me because I know how to fill myself up. Like, as a giver, you got to know how to fill yourself up, because it's gonna be a while maybe until you find that person that authentically is there to pour into you. That's just what happens, you know? Like, there are a lot of takers, but there's not that many givers. And that's okay. You just gotta wait to find your tribe and find your people. But I just want you to know, when you find your people, don't be love bombing them. And I know you don't mean it with harm and intention, but it's kind of like, it can be seen as that. And you still want to be mindful of like what things can be seen as. Like, just because you have a lot, that doesn't mean that you need to give a lot. So you need to know when to give and like when to also receive. Because, you know, there's gonna be people that know when to pour into you and how to pour into you. And when they do, you need to be receiving of it. Because if you're just giving and you're not receiving any of it, and this is not because it's not accessible to you, but it's because you just don't know how to receive, I would work on that. I would just work on, be like, hey, yeah. Like, if somebody asks you, do you need help? Say, yeah. knowing you could have done it by yourself, but you don't have to do it by yourself. Say yeah. And I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Shoot, I'm even working on asking for help. You know, listen, I'm practicing what I preach, okay? And at any time you think I'm being a little hypocrite, y'all can go ahead and tell me. Shoot, I don't mind taking accountability. I'm like, you know what? You might be right. You might be right. And that's okay. But as a giver, I just really want to protect us. Like, I really want to protect you. I know you're a giver. You stayed all the way to the end of the video. I know you're a giver, and I really want to protect you because there's some part of me that really resonates with the little girl in me, and I just want to protect her. And anytime I see somebody, like, especially now being out the situation, having boundaries and knowing what I was doing and being aware of what it is I was doing, when I see other people doing it, I'm just like, oh, I want to protect you. And so I thought about what's the best way to protect these people without having to just like insert myself into their lives, because I'm not about to just go to a stranger and be like, hey, I don't think you should do that. You're giving too much. And I'm just like, who am I to tell them that they're giving too much, you know? So this is the best way that I found that I can give back to my community. I can give back to the collective, because especially when you resonate with the collective, I want you to know you are such a special person, and this world is here to strip you dry. And I want us to be on our defense and be like, no, you're not gonna take from me. And if I even give to you, it's because I want to give to you. Period. But yeah, I hope this video helps. Don't be overwatering your plants if it don't call for it. Guys, help me in the comments with this plant thing. Seriously though. But anyways, don't be overwatering your plants if it doesn't call for it. Don't be giving too much to people that don't even be giving too much to you. Be selfless, continue to be yourself, but know who and when to be yourself for the people that you should be yourself for. Because some people don't even deserve it. Like, gatekeep your personality, because some people are just around you just to steal your personality, because that's a real life thing. It's getting weird out here, people. Like, for real. So know when to give and know when to receive, and know when to say no to the people who are just here to take, okay? I hope you guys like this video, and you guys know what to do. If you want to stay a while, go ahead and subscribe and turn on your post notifications to be notified for the next video. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.